let's get into the size comparisons. I think that's my favorite part of watching knife reviews is definitely the size comparisons with the other knives. So we're talking about the Baby Banter. Let's open it up. Great little knife. It hit the market and kind of took everything by storm. I think the best size comparison right now with, people in everyday carry is looking at, some of the staples. So we're looking at a full size Benchmade bug out. We can see it's very much bigger than that. Let's go to a higher end. This is, I would consider the Baby Banter a budget knife at like 59 bucks. But let's go to the other end of the spectrum and pull out a Chris Reese Benza. You can kind of see the size comparison there. I don't think these two knives really kind of do this justice. I don't really think they're in the same kind of category. I think the Baby Banter is more of a fifth pocket knife, and I am the king of small knives. I love small knives. I started off, my EDC with smaller knives. So this is probably one of my favorite ones. This is the Kershaw Shuffle, like the original one. And it had that finger choil that I love so much inside of the knife. It fits so well. You can see this thing is rusted. So kind of a similar design here with that finger choil. I gotta admit though, let me see. The Kershaw Shuffle. Nah, I like the grip on the Baby Banter a lot more than Kershaw Shuffle. Here's a knife that I think is definitely in competition with the Baby Banter. This is the what is this? The Cold Steel Tough Light. This is the mini version. I have both, but I think this is a great size comparison. The Tough Light is actually smaller than the Baby Banter, and you can see that. The ergonomics on the Tough Light somehow, some way. Now my hands aren't, they're not like a triple extra large, but I do have larger than normal hands, and for somehow, some way, I still get, for the most part, a full four finger grip on the Tough Light. Now on the Baby Banter, I get this kind of the same grip. I think I get a little bit more purchase on those G10 scales on the Baby Banter, but that's a great competition knife right there. Let's talk about Spyderco again. This is a great comparison or competition right here. This is the Spyderco Chaparral right here. A little bit longer of a blade, actually a lot longer of a blade. The Baby Banter right here, this blade is only 2.4 inches, and this is closer to 3, like almost a full size everyday carry knife. The Chaparral, this is a lockback knife, and a lot of the ones I've been showing you are lockbacks or, like a frame lock. So I think this is probably the strongest competition. This is one that I just picked up again, another Spyderco, and this is the Little Native with the Warncliffe blade. I love this knife right here. Look at the size comparison there. Still a little bigger, but I think that these two are, they're vying for the same, purchaser. The ergos on this are great. The ergos on this are very good too. So definitely some great size comparisons, and you can kind of see that, I have a lot of knives in this category. So let's talk a little bit further about the Baby Banter. So let's run down a couple of the specs. I don't want to kill you guys with a whole bunch of specs. Now the weight on this knife is under 2 ounces at 1.99 ounces. So the blade to weight ratios are correct. You got, like I said before, the blade is 2.4, so it's 1.99 ounces is right in there, so almost perfect. The blade shape on this is a drop point blade. I like drop point blades. They're a utility type of blade, so you could do some small tasks, small cutting tasks outside, and then this is going to be like the perfect box cutter opener for you as well. So I actually like that. You got a full flat grind on this knife all the way up. It's actually got some pretty high sides for how big the knife is. And let's talk about the things that I really like on this knife, all right? So the first thing's gotta be the ergos. For such a small knife, the ergonomics of this knife are excellent. See how my big ass hand grabs that first front finger choil and fits in there, and on the pinky, I'm getting like half the pinky on that knife. Now the jimping on the back, I wish it was extended a little bit further up because my thumb wants to rest just maybe half a inch further up on the blade. But yeah, the ergos are good on this knife, definitely. The next thing that I really like about this knife is I love this red color. When I looked at the knives, I was like, I gotta get that red. They come in a whole bunch of different crazy colors. Civivi always does a lot of different colors on their knives, but this red just spoke to me. I love that deep maroon. Now, this thing has a deep carry pocket clip on the other side, and it's flush mounted, so you don't get that little wear on your pocket. How much is going to show in your pocket? Like this much, not even that. So it's going to be really so a deep carry pocket clip. Love the thumb studs. I think that they're perfectly placed on this knife. When I first looked at the knife, I was thinking that they were going to be a little bit big, you know, for this knife, but no, they're actually very much perfect. Now this blade is made out of Nitro V steel, and I haven't had too much experience with Nitro V. I know it's a budget steel, and I've cut a lot of stuff with this knife thus far. I haven't had to sharpen it, but you know, we'll see how things turn out over time. I can see why people are so excited about this knife, because it's perfect far as a fifth pocket carry. Put it in your bag. If you pull this out in the lunchroom, no one's going to like duck under the table. Someone that has not used knives a lot will like this knife a whole lot. The construction of it is pretty simple. I think these are T6 screws, and then on the other side that might be a, let's see, that looks like a T8. And then, so, you know, sandwich construction right there. And then the cutout for the lock bar access is pretty good. Like, my fat thumb does get kind of caught up, caught up in that lock bar a little bit. Nice little lanyard hole back there. I know some people aren't lanyard people, but I actually am. I actually like putting lanyards, because a lot of times I keep these little small knives in my backpack. And so, you know, I'll put them in like the organizational little pocket organizers and stuff, and then, you know, kind of makes it a little difficult to pull them out. So yeah, but I think this is an excellent knife. Civivi, you know, they sent this knife out for me to check out. To, you know, knives aren't really my thing, but, you know, far as reviewing them, but I have a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like, so they are kind of my thing. I just don't YouTube knives, because I feel like I'm a novice in the whole knife thing. But definitely a good looking blade right here. The Civivi Baby Banter. Excellent. 59 bucks. Should you pick it up? Hell yes. It's very good for what it is. And it's competition. I think it's closest competition out there. The little native is like 150, so that's kind of out of the ballpark. Now this is the Cold Steel Tough Light. Definitely is a strong competition in it, and it's, you know, actually cheaper than the Civivi Baby Banter. But the one thing about this Tough Light that I hate is the pocket clip. And if they can fix this pocket clip, this knife would have, you know, be a strong contender. But since it's got this tip down, you know, odd pocket clip, I don't know what they were thinking about. This is definitely much better. I think it's a combination of both of those things. You get the ergos, you get the pocket clip, you get the look of this really good looking knife, you get the Nitro V steel that everyone's kind of moving to. You get nice jimping on the back. The Cold Steel Tough Light doesn't have that. I think more elements are considered with the Baby Banter. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much, Civivi, for sending it out. You know, guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel. If you got questions about everyday carry, you see we do some knives, backpacks. Of course we do backpacks. And if you got any questions, leave them down there in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.